Hello, welcome to Children's Church. We're going to continue with our Animals in the Bible series. This is the last one for this week, and we are going to be talking about lions. So I just wondered, have you seen any lions around lately? If you turn the slide. Anywhere? Are they sitting on your sofa? Are they in your kitchen eating snacks? Well, I have been looking around, and I have found them in a couple places. The first place is movies. Now, probably you're very familiar with The Lion King. You know Scar, he's the scary one. But you might not know The Wizard of Oz, or maybe your mom and dad have showed you them, but they had a cowardly lion there. And there's other movies that you've seen from Disney maybe, or others, The Lion it's called, or The White Lion, or Madagascar. These are all movies with lions. Now, where else might you find a lion around? Well, certainly the zoo. Has your mom and dad taken you to the zoo? Well, here's a picture of lions resting in the sun. So you might, if you go to the Pittsburgh Zoo, you might find a lion. Now, where else could you find? Well, certainly, if you go to church, right across the street is the Swickley Library. And at the Swickley Library, well, I'll tell you for sure that the other day my husband and I went to the library. My husband never had a library card. And I said, Steve, it's time to get a library card. And what he found and what I found is that they have books. You can check them out, and on certain Saturdays you can buy them. There's videos, there's online movies, and there's DVDs that you can rent. So I love libraries. So I went, and while my husband was getting his card, I went and I found 2 books that I have for you. The first one is called The Lion Cub. Now, The Lion Cub is obviously about lions. And I like this book because, look, it pops out. Now here, if you look, you'll see that these lions are in Africa. They're not in the zoo, or they're not on your couch. They're in Africa. And here they have their little babies. They're called cubs, and they hold them. And then if anybody is watching and the lion doesn't like it, they just growl and try to keep things away. Now, the lion cubs, they like to play, and you'll see they like to play with butterflies and other little cubs, and it's really a fun time for them. And they do somersaults, as you can see. Now, as they get older, one of the things that lions do is they hunt. They might chase after a big ostrich, and they might prowl around and find other food. So they are hunters too. And here's an example of them chasing after zebras. See, and look, here they are. They're running, woo, because they know that the lions are going to get them. But then at the end of the day, they're exhausted. So they hang from the trees, and they lay one another together, and they sleep in the sun. And it's, they've had a very busy day playing and also hunting. So this is one of the books that you can check out at the library. And I thought it was really great, and I read it with my grandson, Ben, and he really liked it. Now, I looked and found another book, and at the library, these books you can actually download. So this one's called The Lion's Den, and this is a story from the Bible. So we're going to follow along with some of the pictures, but it's 4 pages, and I'm going to tell you about this. There was a new king in Babylon named Darius. He liked Daniel because he was a very hard worker and honest. Darius put him in charge. He was in charge of the whole country. The other people who worked for the king were very jealous. They wanted to get Daniel into trouble. So what they did is they tricked Darius into making a law so that people could only pray to him. Anyone found praying to anyone else besides the king would get thrown into the lion's den. Now, could you imagine just getting thrown into the lion's den? I would be so afraid. But you know what? Daniel loved God, and he talked to him every day. He prayed to him about everything. And he wanted to obey all the king's laws. But he didn't obey this one because he knew it was important to pray to God, and he loved him so much. Well, when the men saw Daniel praying, they told the king right away. They were little snitches, and they said, "Punish him, punish him." So, the king was so sad. But Darius had given the order, if anyone prays to anyone besides him, the king, they were going to throw him into the den. So King Darius said, "This is what you need to know. You better be praying to your God, and hopefully he'll save you." So into the pit he went. All night, King Darius, he couldn't eat. He couldn't sleep. He was so worried because he loved Daniel. Well, he got up real early this morning, and the king said, "I have to go immediately to the den just to see." And he was so worried. He wondered, what did these lions do to him? I'm so afraid. Well, lo and behold, when he looked down, "Daniel, Daniel, are you there?" Daniel said, "Oh, I live forever." God sent his angel, and he shut the mouth of the lions. So Darius was happy, and Daniel was safe. And so God had protected him. So this story, your moms and dads can read it to you again, but what are some of the kind of things that we learned? We learned that praying every day is really important to God. No something big or small, just pray to God. The other thing is that God will protect you, and know that he loves you. So, with these ideas that God loves you, he will protect you, and pray, I thought it would be good to make a craft that would bring all three of these things together. Now, in your email this week, we will see a template. And this is a lion's mask. Now, you can color this, you can make the ears or the eyes, you can do whatever, and then you can cut it out. Now, just to keep it sturdy, I pasted it onto a paper plate. And I would suggest that you do that. You probably have a paper plate at your house. Now, the next thing that you need is some colored paper. Now, when I did it, I used yellow and orange because I wanted to, I like those colors. But you can use whatever color you want for your lion, okay? And what you do is you take your paper and put your hand on it and just trace it out. And your mom and dad, or you, if you can do it, you cut out these hands. Now, what you're going to need is 8 hands, okay? And this is what you get. You get the lion's head and his mane. And his mane, of course, is made up of hands. And that represents praying. So the lion is giving you the idea of protection, God's love, and praying. So please, as you go through this week, think about these things. And don't forget to make your lion. Okay, see you next week.